people, injured here, 1v1, Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. It's Tex as a big stompy Hive Tyrant walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense, disruption and support. Fights in melee combat by default. Up against on the red side is Noisy as an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great control abilities, can also support a little, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons, and this is the Steel Legion elite scheme. As you can see, we've got some new portraits for the Imperial Guard units created by Kilgarn, who does fantastic work. But I didn't see a lot wrong with the default Imperial Guard portraits. I suppose enough people didn't like them, so they got completely redone. I don't think it did all of them though, it's just Guardsmen and Spotters and the heavy weapon team. Maybe more planned, I'm not sure. Double Termagants for Tex, triple Guardsman into a Sentinel for Noisy. Now multiple Sentinel builds can be incredibly annoying for Tyranids, but looks like we're not going to see that. The Imperial Guardsmen with the quite sizable buffs to their population costs when you factor in their squad leaders opens up triple Guardsman plays a lot more viable, but he's going for a Sentinel as well, so it's going to be interesting. He's going to have that stomp to control the Hive Tyrant, but is he going to be able to stop the Hive Tyrant and the Hormagaunts? Hormagaunts might just be used to cap though, we will see. Inquisitor chasing down some Termagants, trying to take them out with her plasma pistol and sword. There is quick pin poison from the Toxin Saps, and here come Hormagaunt. She's in a bit of trouble now. Can't stand against 3 squads and she is in retreat. Sentinel shooting the crap out of the Hive Tyrant. He's got 1080 hit points though, so they're basically just tickling him at the moment. But here comes some Guardsmen to add their fire. The other squad on capping duty up this west side is going to come for this considered natural wreck point here. Hive Tyrant will be forced off eventually, but look how much damage it has soaked up. Unfortunately for Tex, his Termagants weren't really in the position to get model losses on a Guardsman while the Hive Tyrant was soaking up all that damage. On east side, its Hormagaunts now idle after capping. 479, 497, 2-to-1 cap, and some more Guardsmen for Noisy. Quadruple Guardsmen with a Sentinel, triple Termagants for Tex. That's to try and deal with that Sentinel with the insane amount of repair support it's going to have. Maybe it's not even worth shooting at this thing. 479, 486, 2-to-1 cap. Inquisitor, no war gear for her yet. We might see her get her crossbow bolt pistol, since that crippling volley will also stop the Hive Tyrant dead in his tracks. It's a great tier 1 weapon. These guys have been really annoying, have fully capped that wreck point. Now they might come and have a word with these Termagants. Without a Sergeant note on any of his Guardsman squads, and now he's going for a heavy weapon squad. A sea of Guardsmen versus a sea of Tyranids at the moment. The Sentinel does not have its ground pound upgrade, so no stomp from this guy yet. Hormagaunts just trying to harass there, but there's way too much of them to do anything, and are forced off, and now he needs to push without his Hormagaunts. Maybe he should have kept them ready for this. Termagant Brood shooting up those Guardsmen, trying to cap. They should be able to finish it though. Definitely will. Really interesting opening from Noisy, just flooding the battlefield of Guardsmen, capping up, harassing, and now has some control on the build in the form of the heavy weapon squad, which he's planting on the west side. Often on this map you'll see a player get a unit specifically to look after that west side, since it's the narrowest part of the map, I suppose you could say. 479, 461. There's Sentinel put under a lot of pressure there, but does get away. And the Hive Tyrant with the Bioplasma, this thing changed significantly in 2.3, now has an artillery trajectory, so it will loop over objects instead of hitting them endlessly, and it seems just a lot more viable now. Really nice ability. Triple gens up for the Tyranids and a single generator up for Noisy, which is just getting up now. Heavy weapon squad continue to look after this west side. Here come some Termagants in for a nasty surprise. This, I think, the first time Tex has seen the heavy weapon squad. There we go, they're in firing range and within line of sight, and they're losing models like crazy, suppressed obviously by that heavy bolter, decreasing their speed and firing rate. It decreases your speed by 65% when you're suppressed, unless you're a Plague Marine or Plague Champion, of course. Oh, there's the Bioplasma. Didn't quite hit it as well as he might have. Again, soaked up a lot of damage, but didn't do a whole lot else, this Hive Tyrant. Hard for him to get into combat quickly enough to get models off those guardsmen. There is the Holy Pyre from the Holy Brazier, gives her a power melee weapon and that ability, which is a bit odd. I suppose you'd call it area denial. It lasts so long, it's like 20 seconds or so. Does very little damage per second. But if you stand in it long enough, it's going to hurt you, especially if you're a bunch of tier 1 termagants or hormagaunts. Heavy weapon squad now pushing up to aggressively cover this west side. Hormagaunts capping, these guys have no upgrades. What about toxin stats on all 3 termagants? Yes it is. Do we have any sergeants up yet? Yes. 2 sergeant squads up for Noisy and some flamers on this squad, as you can see. Very good for burning down structures such as those generators and dealing with blobs of infantry. Why are these guys on fire? That's weird. The Holy Pyre just didn't show its effect on the terrain, maybe? 463, 449. Hormagaunts will cap mid. Hormagaunts pretty much redundant here, even if the Sentinel didn't have the stomp. This is just a wall of fire from these guardsmen. They will get shot down pretty quickly as they run in. Hive Tyrant still with that bioplasma, struggling to get XP though, struggling to get hits on these guardsmen. Does not have a ranged weapon, of course, much like the Lictor Alpha in its melee form and the Raven Alpha, of course, in its melee form. 448, 449. Holy Pyre goes off again. Inquisitor runs away and gets away without too much trouble. 1 to uncap. East side, which is the natural for Tex, is uncapped, but here come Hormagaunts to do so. Ravenous on the field. These guys with a couple of buffs in 2.3 now take just 24 seconds to come on the field, and their Devourers cost less, which is their ranged weapon. At the moment though, they are suited up for melee. Oh, bunker dropped by Noisy. This could be really annoying. If he gets the medical pack on this thing. Medical upgrade, what is it called? No idea. 448, 432. This was one of the very few balance changes in 2.3 proper. The bunkers no longer receive plus 250 hit points when they get an upgrade. They used to go up to 750 hit points, but now they will stay at that 500. There's the bioplasma, very nicely hit. If only he had something to follow that up, maybe a Warrior Brood Barb Strangler. Quite surprised that we didn't see one, considering the amount of guardsmen he has. Barb Strangler would put a lot of pressure on blobbed up guardsmen, allow the Hive Tyrant to get into combat a bit easier as well, but there's a heavy weapon squad. Oh, it's facing the wrong way. Oh, look at this. Brood Nest is up. Global ability of the Hive Tyrant, a very, very good one it is. 445, 406. The Raveners back on the field. They can get the enhanced muscle coil, which increases their movement speed. Very good if you want to keep them in melee. Heavy weapon squad coming back to the bunker. Raveners will cap, and now it's the fight to control the mid. We have a brood nest and we have a bunker. This bunker does not have an upgrade yet though. Oh, there we go. Just got its medical upgrade. You can see the health regeneration, or those green hexagons on those guardsmen will also allow them to reinforce. Quite rightly, Tech's just avoiding that area for now. I'm not actually sure what kind of damage the bioplasma shot does to garrison units. There's that Holy Pyre again, doing a decent amount of damage to those termagants there, and they are forced to back away. Guardsmen pushing forward. Do we have any more sergeants up? We do have. The first squad now has a sergeant areas at the front. Commissars coming tier 2, of course, increasing the combat effectiveness of the squad quite a lot. And they got those same population buffs and upkeep buffs. Heavy weapon squad coming out of the garrison might push forward towards the east side. The zone thrope on the way for Tex. I suppose that was inevitable. There's a bioplasma shot. If only had something to follow those things up. Barb Strangler warriors sorely missed. The Ravenous never seem to be in the right place at the right time to burrow strike and do some damage. Where is that heavy weapon squad? They've gone back to the west side. They've just got out of the bunker and they're sitting there. 430, 406, too busy controlling this mass of stuff. Sentinel does not have a missile launcher yet. Was expecting that immediately in tier 2, but I guess not. Inquisitor just purchased her Inferno pistol, swapping out her weapon. Wants to use that judgment, I suppose. Here's the zone throw artillery unit for Tyranids. Does not do friendly fire and does not need to set up. Also grants a health regeneration aura to friendly Tyranids. There you see it as green hexagons on the termagants and has that psychic damage artillery shot. Bang! Exploding about 6 guardsmen there. He might go for double zone throats. Especially if you can combine that with bioplasma shots and the Raveners burrowing in. Needs to be very careful though. Judgment was used on something. It was used on these termagants. After 20 seconds, the Inquisitor can judge the target and do a crap load of damage. It was actually increased in 2.3 to 300 at the target point, and then it has an area of effect around it, which is slightly less radius now, but does more damage. Here comes the Hive Tyrant leading the line. Is going for the Venom Cannon, perhaps expecting a Chimera or Bane Wolf or something. Bioplasma shot goes off, and he now has that Venom Cannon. 28 DPS, armor piercing, as someone kindly pointed out to me in the comment section. So a hell of a lot really, considering it's delivered in large bursts. Doesn't sound like a lot, 28 piercing, but if you consider that a tactical marine missile launcher I think is 16 DPS, and the Venom Cannon has an area of effect and has better accuracy versus infantry, it's a pretty nice weapon. 424, 397, and he's gone for that improved synapse, which synergizes quite well. Since you're sitting back, you can support all your little broods with the improved health. 25% I think it is, doesn't tell me that. Hive Tyrant will take back his natural. Guardsman backing the hell away, and he does have commissars up and at least 2 of his squads now. No sign of anything else from Tex spending his resources on his Hive Tyrant, and at the moment the Guardsman controlling mid, keeping his stuff moving. As you can see, doesn't want to get caught by one of those zone throat shots. In fact, he is hunting this zone throat down with the Inquisitor. Wants to get judgment on this thing. That Inferno pistol itself will do a lot of damage as well. As you can see, it's a kind of a melter pistol, short range, anti-everything. Hammer of the Witch is the first one I've seen him use, and it takes down the Hive Tyrant. I'm sure he's used it before. 422, 494. Here is a capillary tower, I should say, which he's not taken out. They do grant a fair amount of XP. Now there's the Sentinel Stomp. Doesn't hit the Raveners though. This might be a dead Sentinel. In fact, I think it will be. He finally takes care of it. Down it goes. So that's quite a nice win for Tex. Can repurchase. Ouch. Hell Fury Strike on a huge blob of triple termagants. Good grief. Must have been about 8 losses there. Look at the bodies. 403, 394. Guardsmen in retreat. Rippers actually spawned out of that capillary tower, which Noisy did not take down. Would have been taken down fairly quickly, I think, with the Flamers. What is he going to do now? No, it's a big choice. Ogrins maybe could do some work for him here, although triple crippling poison might be a pain in the ass. Needs a way to disperse these guys or suppress them or something. He's using his heavy weapon squad quite defensively. In fact, look, he's gone for an autocannon now. So maybe he'll go double autocannons. He could use Ogrins with the silently. Oh, he's gone for Excruciators, so we're not going to see Interrogator's armor. 387, 394. What is he going to do then? Maybe he's going to go tier 3 here. Autocannon getting shots on Raveners forced off. They have their Devourers, yes they do. No sign of range synapse though from Tex, which would buff his triple termagants and buff his ranged Raveners. Kicking off mid, Guardsman trying to cap under zone throat fire. That is very brave, and they get away with just a single model loss. Wow. Inquisitor level 3 now has her Inquisitorial Mandate. Superb accessory for her. Excruciators, I think, also a fantastic armor. Raveners are going to shoot the crap out of his guardsmen who are trying to bash power there. Noisy doing a really good job splitting his forces and keeping the pressure on this Eastern VP. He's happy to sit in this firefight here. Raveners though burrow striking in and those guys retreating out. Autocannon staying close to this bunker. But I think he's wary of spore mines or something, so doesn't want to stay and get trapped inside the garrison. 380, 380. Tier 3 for Tex. Is Noisy going to follow him tier 3? Looks like he is going to. It's a big decision. He can get some Lehman Russes up, he can cause some problems. Zone Throats, Vehicle Snare of course. Heavily nerfed, now has double the cooldown duration. Used to take 15 seconds to cool down with a 10-second duration, and now it's 30 seconds to cool down. Omagants do have their adrenal glands, and they have the Ender Swarm upgrades to up to 10 models. And all 3 Termagants, yes, all 3 Termagants also with the Endless Swarm. Hive Tyrant's going to throw his Bioplasma and hits the Guardsman. Doesn't seem to do a lot of damage there though. They were already in retreat perhaps. Inquisitorial Mandate boosting the Inquisitor's speed and making her invulnerable. Fantastic accessory for her. 380, 343. It's a double cap for Tex. Does she want to fight the Hive Tyrant? He does retain a decent amount of melee damage with the Venom Cannon, but he attacks very slowly when he has it. Ordinarily, the Hive Tyrant actually attacks quite quickly in melee combat. 380, 317. Zone Throat making its way mid. Going to take some shots at these guardsmen. Very juicy target. That one wasn't a direct hit. Still did a whole bunch of damage. This autocannon. Autocannons do so much damage now. That is nasty. It's a real problem for Tex. He blobs in any way. He's going to get destroyed by this thing. Tier 3 is for Noisy. Both players in Tier 3. Carnifex surely from Tex with a Barb Strangler would be awesome to see. Zone Throat taking out 4 models from the guards. They're not too bothered though. They're going to reinforce 3 at a time back at the bunker thanks to that Commissar and Sergeant squad leaders. Inquisitor backing away. Tex, what is he going for? Just trying to keep the pressure on the mid. Does not want Noisy to cap it. He's, I'm just about to say, he's not putting a lot of pressure on the west side, and as I say that, here comes some Hormagaunts and Rippers to see what's going on here. Noisy perhaps sensing this and is sending some guardsmen up the west side. 380, 283. Guardsmen Flamers. Wow, catching these Termagants very, very blobbed up. You saw the amount of damage they were doing. Zone Throat in trouble. Tex does get it away in time. Just 300 hit points at level 1 on those guys. These guardsmen also getting away down to 6 models. But just reinforced twice and they're back up to full strength. Wow, Ripper's being incredibly annoying, but it will be taken down there. Still no purchase from Tex. He's going straight for a Swarm Lord here. Noisy going straight for a Baneblade, I think. 380, 276. Was not expecting that. How often do you see a Baneblade in a 1v1? There is a sail from the Inquisitor, from the Excruciators, and takes down those. What was that? That was the Hormagaunts. Hive Tyrant charging in. Wow, he retains a melee charge with the Venom Cannon. That's awesome for him. Eldo's a Tyrant formation, takes out the bunker. Did not quite finish off the heavy weapon squad though. Bunkers bye-bye, and also takes this garrison out. Guardsmen in this heavy cover here. There's the Bioplasma though. And they run the hell away. Just seeing him wind up scared them off. Zone Throat capping. You can fire or ranged attack while you are capping, of course, if you're facing the correct direction. Now to try and destroy all of these capillary towers. Here comes the Swarm Lord for Tex. Super unit for Tyranids, and it's going to cause a lot of problems for Noisy. A hell of a lot of problems. And Baneblade is on the way though. 380, 249. They must both know that something's up. They haven't seen any new units for a while. There's a rocket run. That is nasty. Here comes a second. Finishes off the squads. Yes, wow. That's all of the termagants gone. What an amazing nuke. Look at the bodies. And that has really set Tex back. That might win it for Noisy, that nuke. Burrow strike. Knockback does not do damage, but a huge amount of knockback, as you can see. And forces off the guards when they did decap that west side as well. But look at this, Noisy has taken the east side, puts another bunker up. Baneblade over halfway done, and here is the Swarm Lord, very dangerous in melee combat. Also gives you a synapse which allows you to reinforce around it and gives you a speed bonus. And he's dropping, I think he just dropped, yeah, he just dropped without number, which spawns upgraded termagants and upgraded hormagaunts. I think you can drop it without line of sight, which is why you could drop it over on that west side. 380, 238, a good way to quickly get him back into contention in terms of map control. Swarm Lord going ballistic, 2,000 hit points of vehicle armor. This guy has vehicle armor, so it's basically up to the Baneblade to take this thing down. The autocannon will also do some good damage to it. He's going to use the Leech Essence, is he? Not using it yet. There it is, there's the Leech Essence, draining health from nearby enemies and returning it to the Swarm Lord. Does not drain health from vehicles though. He's going after the Baneblade now. How much damage is it? I'm not sure. The DPS on the Swarm Lord does not do splash damage. I don't think it does quite as much DPS as the Carnifex and the Dreadnoughts and stuff. Attacks very quickly, as you can see, and does have the awesome Blade Flurry. Doing a decent job on this Baneblade though. It must be around 100 DPS. 380, 173, double cap for Tex. Can he keep the pressure on, or will Noisy come back mid and just lock it down with this Baneblade? Tex, he's not that far away from getting a Carnifex. In about a minute, he'll be able to start producing a Carnifex. Swarm Lord is in trouble though. 380, 156, a double cap. There's Leech Essence again. Where's the cooldown on that? Wow, healed him up like crazy. It was leeching off so many models. That's mad. It was leeching off 48 models, I think, and almost instantly healed him up. And he gets away. Triple cap for Tex. It's gonna go down to a 2-1, I think. Maybe not. Tex keeping up the pressure on the west side. Noisy has enough stuff here though to take it back. Yes, he does. Maybe he should build some of that cover just all the way across the west side. Raveners could still burrow through it, but other than that, the termagants wouldn't be able to get through. Baneblade now getting repairs. Is this a repair bunker? No, it's not. It's a medical bunker. Manticore on the way for Noisy. Tex very close to be able to get an Carnifex. 600 requisition needed. 380, 85. Oh, but he's reinforcing all of his stuff. I have Tyrant level 5. He's done well. Should he have got charge, and should he have got the extended carapace for the charge, and then Rending Talons for the Sazic Roar combo into this massive guardsman, which have done so well for Noisy. Level 3, level 4, level 3, level 3. Doing a really good job for him. Zone throw hanging out around the power, guarding this VP. And we'll see it take some shots here maybe. Carnifex on the way for Tex. What upgrade is he going to go for? I think he's just going to go for a Thornback and charge into all those guardsmen, devastating them, and then taking rear arm hits if he can on the Baneblade. But he might go for a Venom Cannon, since that will give him another Bioplasma to use and very good range DPS to the Baneblade. The Venom Cannon got its range increased for the Carnifex, and I think a slight damage increase, I think. Might just be the range though. Swarm Lord charging around, does have a melee charge, this guy. 326, 85. Mashing through things. Guardsman finished a cap, very, very brave. And it's a double cap for Noisy. Can he hold on? Here's the Carnifex. Starts off as a melee unit and will have the melee resistance aura. And is going for the Thornback. That will basically make it into an even scarier melee unit. Giving it 1875 hit points at level 1. And that thing can level up, unlike the Swarmlord. Baneblade being chased down. But he has quadruple guardsmen to repair this thing. Wow, he's taking so much damage, this Swarmlord. The Inferno Pistol, of course, doing really good damage to it. And he might lose this thing here. Carnifex bugging out, trying to attack. What is going on here? Yeah, it's a dead Swarmlord. Wow, underestimated the damage from that Inferno Pistol, I think, and so did I. It's a level 6 Inquisitor, and she's kicking ass. 283, 85. This is Noisy's game to lose now, definitely. This Baneblade causing all sorts of problems. And that nuke, of course. If he didn't lose his triple termagants to that nuke, he'd be able to put a lot more pressure on his guardsmen. At the moment, he's basically just pouring everything onto the Baneblade. The guardsmen allowed to just shoot at what they want and repair at their leisure. Zoanthrope getting shots in, his guardsmen just about getting away. But Thornback Carnifex also just about getting away. 263, 85. This thing can spit out Rippers. But I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he did do so. Rippers would be perfect to tie up that auto cannon. The Carnifex does get away. Ish 255, 85, a 2-to-1 cap for the red team. Manticore Strike, Storm Eagle right on the Hive Tyrant's face. Ouch, ouch. She took a lot of damage from all 4 missiles there. Did decap mid though. Guards on squad on the west side looking after it. Inquisitor being annoying, looking at what's going on. Rippers spawned off the Carnifex, I think. She was trying to chase down the Carnifex, was she? That's very naughty. And yes, Rippers can retreat, but down they go. Guardsmen capping mid. Hive Tyrant trying to put pressure on the west side. Wrong button on Swarmlord. Maybe he meant to use Leech Essence and use the Blade Flurry by mistake. That's unfortunate. That would have explained why he went down so quickly, not using Leech Essence. Double Zoanthropes up. 246, 85. Is that mistake gonna cost Tex? It looks like it's going to, because now he's only, yeah, well, he's got a double Zoanthrope snare on the Baneblade. Send in the Carnifex, shoot it with the Hive Tyrant, and then try and put pressure on the infantry with the rest of his stuff. But it's a tall order. He needs to kill this Baneblade. He can attack the guardsmen all he wants, but they'll just retreat back and be reinforced in a flash. 209, 85, or just reinforce around the bunker indeed. Triple gens up, double gens up. Noisy, sensing the weakness perhaps, is putting pressure on this east side. Can he get the triple cap? No, he's not, because double Zoanthropes are going to fire bang. They're tanking it like crazy. Level 3 guardsmen, almost level 4. Who cares about Zoanthrope shots? And they do run away though. Needs to sort out his angle of attack. Looks like he's marching his heavy hitters towards the west side. This Hive Tyrant must be doing a fair amount of damage at level 5 with this Venom Cannon. Not the best tool for dealing with these guardsmen though, obviously. They are forced off. Baneblade moving up, not sure why it's doing so. Trying to be aggressive with this Baneblade perhaps. He's coming to the west side as Tex. Trying to keep both the naturals, maybe just avoid mid altogether. Note that the Baneblade is there. Noisy floating like crazy. He's maxed out on his population though with quadruple guardsmen, heavy weapon squad and a Baneblade. He is full pop, and triple Zoanthropes from Tex. He's trying to get a massive damage spike on a guardsman squad and try and wipe them out that way, and then use the vehicle snares, I think. Carnifex marauding around, needs to tie up that autocannon or tie up the Inquisitor. One of them is going for the autocannon. Hive Tyrant forced off. It's going to be very difficult for Tex to cap mid now, or indeed cap the west side even. Carnifex in trouble. Heavy weapon squad was wiped out. Oh, he does have the Manticore as well. Noisy, that's why he's maxed out on population. It wasn't just the units I mentioned. Even if he does take out the Baneblade, he could just instantly purchase another one. The Monolithic Cannon misses. That thing got a slight damage reduction, and the baneblade is down to 3250 hit points, as you can see, down from 3500 previously. You very rarely see this thing in 1v1, and you can see the difference it makes in a 1v1 match. For a single army to take on a baneblade while also worrying about other things is very difficult unless you have an Eldritch Storm or something. 121, 85. Baneblade bashing gens now. Did get a damage increase on those 3 twin-linked heavy bolters. Their damage is increased. 113, 85. Zoanthrope snaring the baneblade. The Hive Tyrant forcing melee combat. What is he up to? Oh, he's going for Crushing Claw. That's what he's up to. 103, 85. The Venom Cannon didn't do a whole lot for the Hive Tyrant in the end. He didn't make any runs for the Manticore. Maybe just wasn't the right choice against 4 Guardsman squads. Perhaps he was expecting Lehman Russes and tier 2 vehicles and stuff. Thornback not giving up this chase. 67, 85. There's another Toronto formation which will one-shot the bunker and do a lot of damage to the Manticore. Good grief. Rear armor hits now from the Carnifex. Can he chase this thing down? Smack taking a big chunk of hit points off the off the baneblade with each swing on that rear armor. Bang! Zoanthrope trying to get close enough to snare it, I think, but Carnifex is now going to go after the Manticore. 36-85. Bot can Tex. Cap mid. The Zoanthrope's not capping. 34-85. Here comes the Hive Tyrant to do so, I think, and a Zoanthrope coming in from the east side. 30-85. Going to get a rear arm hit on the Manticore, which might just one-shot it here. Bang! Good grief. How was that a rear arm hit? I suppose the animation began before it turned around. Carnifex then getting a sync kill. Needs to tie up the Inquisitor. There we go. He's not capping mid still. What is he doing? Zoanthrope's floating around mid, not capping it. He's going to lose this game because he's not capping. He forced off the baneblade very well. Didn't cap. Here come Raveners to the west side. Wow, he seriously didn't cap mid. He's got triple Zoanthropes sitting there. 2-to-1 cap. Big mistake by Tex at the end of the game, in my opinion. Yeah, he didn't cap, sir. Realise it's too late, and there's the 2-to-1, and Tex wins it. Could he have won that game if he capped mid? Would have been close. Baneblade was damaged quite heavily. Carnifex did get away, but would have taken a lot of healing up. Hive Tyrant was also off the field, so Baneblade probably would have just charged the mid and blown the Zoanthropes off the field, and then he would have retaken the mid. But would have made for a very close ending if he did cap mid. But there you have it. Hive Tyrant finishes level 6. Went for Crushing Claw at the end. Inquisitor level 7, Inferno Pistol, Excruciators, and that Mandate. There you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.